Alright everybody, raise your hand if you're excited for Spider-Man Homecoming. Me, this guy. You don't even understand. Next year's superhero movies are gonna be phenomenal. The next 3 years of superhero movies are gonna be great. There's a bunch of great movies coming out next year, and at the top of my list is Spider-Man Homecoming. I saw the most recent trailer, and it blew me away. I knew that I was looking forward to the movie, but it just gave me like the tone and the type of humor and everything that I needed from it. I'm like, I need it now! The one thing it's not telling me is who the hell is Donald Glover playing? Donald Glover, for a while, there was actually a petition going around saying that Donald Glover should be Miles Morales. Miles Morales, for those of you who don't know, is the ultimate verse Spider-Man. Anyways, for a while, people wanted Donald Glover to be Spider-Man. But of course it went to Tom Holland that we saw in Civil War, and he did an amazing job, and it looks like he's gonna continue to do a great job as Peter Parker, Spider-Man, in Spider-Man Homecoming. But in the trailer, we don't know who Donald Glover's playing. Now, there's some very faint rumors around the internet, and I'm gonna explain to you today who he should be. I'm also going to explain who he probably is, but first off, we're gonna go with who he should be. Now, as you can tell from the title of this video, this is a Venom theory. I think / believe that Donald Glover is Eddy Brock. Now, Eddy Brock is the first person to get turned into the Venom. The symbiote gets attached to him, gets the black Spider-Man suit, and is a notorious anti-hero. He's a little too old to be a fellow high school student. Obviously, they're casting younger, but I do believe that Donald Glover could, in fact, be Eddy Brock, or a form of Eddy Brock, and then in future movies become the Venom. Because what we're getting from Tom Holland has said that he's signed on for 6 Spider-Man movies, 3 of which will be solo movies, and 3 of which will be appearances for a grand total of 6. Anyways, I do believe that they are shaping up for a much larger Spider-Verse. Now, this is something that Sony wanted to do back with the Amazing Spider-Man franchise. They wanted to do a Sinister Six spin-off franchise with all the bad guys. They want to create a real Spider-Verse, but hopefully not the Spider-Verse storyline, am I right? Woo, too confusing, we can't take that. So, I think that we're already starting to see a much larger universe kind of opening up. I don't think that Donald Glover is going to become Venom in this first movie. We've already got Shocker, we've already got the Vulture, and we already have Tinkerer. Now that's actually where we see Donald Glover's character in the trailer is he's standing there next to the Tinkerer. People thought that was Shocker, but it's actually just Tinkerer. So I think that he's going to be a student. Maybe he's a senior in high school. I could still see him playing a senior. He does skew a little bit younger. I can see him pulling that off if he shaves. Here's where this gets deeper. Tom Holland is only signed on for 3 Spider-Man solo movies and to appear as Peter Parker / Spider-Man in other movies. But what happens when people want more? Marvel's got to go somewhere, and they always have a plan. And I think that plan is Miles Morales. Donald Glover will not be Miles Morales. He's a little too old for it. But I think that it's all connected. Are you ready for this? We are about to get to a deeper level of geek here, people. You're gonna have Eddy Brock, who's going to become Venom. I think we are going to find out, possibly in the first trilogy, that Eddy Brock has a nephew named Miles. I think it'll just name drop. It'll be really quick. It won't even be like a big thing, because the origin of Miles Morales is that his uncle was a villain. He was actually a thief who broke into the Oscorp. He broke into Oscorp to steal the formula, because Green Goblin was trying to recreate Spider-Man. But while he's there, one of those radioactive spiders actually sneaks into his bag, and while Miles is hanging out at his uncle's house, he's sitting there, and then a spider crawls out of the bag and bites him on the hand. Boom, we've got Spider-Man, Miles Morales. It's a thing that happens. We do know that the origin of Miles Morales involves his uncle being a villain. So first, you're gonna see Venom get introduced in the first trilogy, and then he's gonna become Venom, have his own like standalone presence, maybe not his own standalone film, but then he'll be in the next trilogy that will involve Miles Morales becoming Spider-Man. Because we already know that RDJ, Robert Downey Jr., he's kind of done being Tony Stark. He doesn't have a lot left in his contract. We need another brilliant scientist. And what happens to Peter Parker? He's a genius. He's gonna do all of that, and I think he's gonna be like the genius that the MCU needs to kind of like keep everyone together, and here's the tech. But Miles Morales will then show up and be his own Spider-Man in his own movies, and the connection's gonna be Donald Glover as Eddy Brock, who is the Venom. What? That was a lot of information to try to take in. So I'm gonna do this again a little bit slower. I'm gonna recap this for you. So in Spider-Man Homecoming that is coming out next year, Donald Glover is in the movie, but does not have a character yet. I think they're keeping it secret because he's gonna be Eddy Brock, eventually become Venom. And later on, we're gonna find out that Venom, Eddy Brock, has a nephew named Miles. And Miles is Miles Morales, the next Spider-Man, and that is gonna spawn another trilogy after we move on with the MCU. How exciting is that? But I also said that in this video, I'm going to say what I want it to be, what it should be, and what it probably is. What it probably honestly is, I think Donald Glover is just in the movie as a nod to the fans. The chances of him being Eddy Brock are probably slim. What am I talking about? It's the greatest idea ever. If it's not what happens in this franchise, I almost will lose a little bit of faith in the MCU. What am I talking about? All their decisions have been so great. How could anything they do be wrong? That's my theory on who Donald Glover is and how Venom works, not only into this Spider-Man trilogy, but the next Spider-Man trilogy. I think Marvel is just always 5 steps ahead of what we can already see. I think it's already planned out, and I think they're painting something really amazing, and I'm very, very excited for the near future. Even if I'm completely wrong, I'm going to love Spider-Man Homecoming. I can't wait for it. So let me know in the comments below what you think about my theory. Do you want to see Venom show up? Do you want to have Miles Morales take over the Spider-Man mantle after Tom Holland is done with it? Thank you so much for watching this video, and thanks for letting me rant. Till the next time, guys, I'll see you later. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you dug it, you liked what I was talking about, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with all the movie news that I'm talking about. I got 2 videos here that I think you're going to like, so give them a watch and I'll see you next time.